All right, good day and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're gonna be tackling something that's really important, or at least it's important for me, hopefully for you. How do you deal with a sweet tooth? Especially when it's late and you don't have something already prepared. We have the solution. It is yogurt. Welcome back to the Farm Cook channel. This is the place where you get to eat well, have fun, and hopefully learn lots, especially about low carb and keto cooking. So now, let's get ready and make some dinner. Okay, so wait, how do I deal with a sweet tooth with Greek yogurt? Well, that's the whole point of this video. Unfortunately for me, I have always had a sweet tooth. I could eat half my body weight in Reese's peanut butter cups without batting an eye, and that has led to some problems over time. It's great when you're a little kid and you stuff your face after, say, a big Halloween haul or a big Easter haul, but not so great as you get older and the weight starts to pile up and blood sugar starts to increase, so changes were necessary. But I still have that sweet tooth. And unfortunately for me, when that sweet tooth hits, it's oftentimes after dinner. You've had a lovely meal and you think, okay, I'm gonna be good. And then an hour or two later, there's some message that says, gosh, I'd really like to, internal message that says, gosh, I would love to have just a little something, a little something sweet or a little something creamy or whatever it is that happens to be missing. And I think what that probably means is I'm probably not getting enough fat into the meal, or it's a habit and it's one of those things that's sometimes difficult to break. And while I have really good willpower at times, it's not universal. So what do I do when I'm feeling a little peckish, feeling the need for a little something sweet at the end of the night when my resistance is really low and that willpower is really low, and I live in a household with people that enjoy carbs and enjoy sugar, so there's stuff that's around. For me, the solution is Greek yogurt, or one of the solutions is Greek yogurt. And the nice thing about the keto lifestyle is that you can enjoy the full fat stuff. This is actually 10% milk fat. It's not always available. The Cabot Creamery Greek yogurt, it's 14 grams of protein per serving, 10% milk fat, so it's got great macros. This is one of the other alternatives that I regularly use, Greek yogurt, 5% milk fat, so not quite the same satiety per dose or volume as the Cabot, but there's a lot of good, very tasty, full-fat Greek yogurts. And if you're not doing the full-fat thing, maybe consider a low-fat Greek yogurt as well. But for a lot of folks, myself included, that creaminess just, it signals to me, this is a dessert, this is a treat. So how do you make it into something that is tasty and is not gonna really kill you over the long period of time and still fit within that keto lifestyle? Easy. Let's check it out. All right, so imagine call it 10 o'clock at night. You've had a lovely evening, but you're feeling a little peckish and thinking, yeah, I hadn't planned ahead, hadn't made anything particular that was low carb, and gosh, I could really use something sweet. Well, this is where you can just grab some stuff out of your pantry, if you already have some things ready to go, that can help satisfy not only that sweet tooth, but help with the satiety as well. So I've got 3 servings of Greek yogurt. This is 3/4 of a cup of Greek yogurt. The macros are generally pretty good. I know if you look on the back of the container, it'll say so many grams of carbs, but the reality is most of those carbs got consumed in the process of turning the milk that was used to make the yogurt into yogurt. The bacteria actually consume most of it. There are still some, but a lot of it is gone. So now what? Well, you can mix and match and do your own thing. One of the favorites that I have is cinnamon roasted pecans. These are a staple in our household. I'll link to a video that I did on these previously, but they're just awesome to have not only because they're yummy, but they also have really good macros. And I throw in a little bit of, after roasting them in a little bit of butter in the oven, add a little bit of sugar alternative, plus some cinnamon and a little bit of vanilla. Gives it a nice little taste. Could get some pure vanilla extract. Vanilla is magic. It has a sweet character all on its own without having a lot of calories or carbs. So I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla to each of these. This is also something I keep in the cabinet, just for the times when you feel like making some pancakes or waffles using almond flour, so it is low carb. You want to have a syrup that goes with it. So this zero sugar maple syrup works really well. A little cocoa powder, a little sweetener. This happens to be allulose. I've got some coconut extract, and even something like instant Medaglia d'Oro instant espresso. Good stuff. I happen to have in the fridge some toasted coconut, and that's I had it for another recipe. But this is just shredded coconut that I toasted in a pan with nothing else in it over medium heat for a while until it gets this nice sort of nutty brown caramel color. Delicious. And it provides a pop of flavor, which can spice up some very boring, but still okay, plain Greek yogurt. So what's an example of something that I'll do on a regular basis? Take a little bit of the vanilla extract, not much, a couple of drops. Mix that around. Maybe grab a little bit of some cocoa powder. And this is a small amount of yogurt. You don't need a lot. I'm just going to drop in, I don't know, maybe a teaspoon. And whatever volume of cocoa powder you put in an equal volume of your favorite sweetener, as long as it's typically a 1-to-1 kind of thing. So just going to drop in a little bit of the allulose into that. And now some of the toasted coconut. It's not a lot. You don't need much. It's just a little extra. So you mix this all together, just in the same bowl. You don't need to. I mean, you could make up batches of the stuff and have it available for you if you think it's going to be a hit. But just a little bit of mixing. Make sure everything gets incorporated. But what you end up with is something that has a lot of character of, I don't know, I'm not saying it's the same, but it's got the character of something like toasted coconut Easter egg. And that's it. That's the extent for that one. What else? How about, again, use a little bit of the vanilla extract. Just a couple of drops. A little bit of maple flavored syrup. Again, you don't need a lot. It's only 3/4 of a cup. And a couple of these pecans. That's it. Super easy, quite yummy. Gotta try some. When you're making this, you can adjust the sweetness level. If you're somebody that's got a need for some serious sweet, just add some more of the allulose or more of the non-sugar maple syrup. How about this last one? Medaglia d'Oro Instant Espresso. Good stuff. Very potent. And especially at night, you may not want to do this, but just a little bit of that instant espresso. Again, you can see it's not much. That's less than half a tablespoon. Or, I'm sorry, less than half a teaspoon. A little vanilla extract. Ooh, maybe a little bit of cinnamon. A little coffee flavor, a little cinnamon. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And again, this is stuff I'm literally just pulling out of my cabinets that I'm using to enhance the flavor of the very, you know, typical flavor of Greek yogurt. I didn't add any sweetener. Don't need much. That's probably a little under a teaspoon. Much better. But it totally works. Hey, happen to have some no sugar added chocolate chips? Drop those in to any of these. It could work. The point, Greek yogurt, I guess it's already in the fridge. Greek yogurt is a great canvas upon which you can exert your creative control to make something that is super yummy, that helps quench that sweet tooth, particularly when it hits you late at night and you need a little something before you go absolutely bonkers and raid the cabinets and totally ruin your diet after being good all day. So for me, Greek yogurt is one of the keys to helping me try to maintain this sort of a keto lifestyle. So give it a shot. Tell me what you think. Thanks.